we got to hear from Draymond with Fitz and Pookie.
So Draymond Green, you must love playing the Charlotte Hornets. You were fantastic December 31st, 20 tonight with 4 made threes. What is it about the color teal that gets you going?
It's their coach doing that. It didn't work last time, but I guess he thought it, I guess he thought it worked a little bit. So I just had to make them pay. Steph told me at the beginning of the game, like, stay aggressive. They're going to guard us like this. We've seen everything. Stay aggressive and make them pay for it. So that's what I wanted to do.
I mean, you touched on it. I was going to ask you about it. You hit the 4 threes tonight. They weren't guarding you out there. You made them pay. But also driving, working off of Steph. How much do you enjoy that aspect of the game? When you see Steph is being guarded a certain way, you kill him.
Well, after 14 years of playing together, we've seen every defensive scheme you can imagine. And, when they're focused on just completely taking him out the game, like, what that coach said. They don't care if they win. We just have to take him out the game. And when you do that, everybody else make you pay. I had a good game. Mel had a big game. BP had a good game. Everybody had a good game. So when you play that defense, everybody wins.
Draymond, put it in perspective. The team is 11-4 the last 15. You're 5-1 on this homestand. You talked about after the Clipper game how physically you were beaten up, but you're shooting 40% on threes on this homestand. This part of the schedule and the way you've taken advantage of it couldn't have come at a better time.
It definitely couldn't have. You get stuck in these dog days. It's great for us to be home, and at least you're kind of in the rhythm and, get your rest. You're kind of in that routine. So, we knew we needed to take advantage of this homestand, especially with where our record is. It's time to gain some ground and heading into the All-Star break. So, we've tried to take advantage, and, tonight was another example of that.
Draymond, you mentioned multiple guys playing well. What can you say about your bench? When you're getting 70 points from your bench.
First time all year.
That is unbelievable.
It is. I feel like I'm a broken record, but since DeAnthony Melton and Al Horford has been back, they've really shored up our bench unit. You're starting to see the team that Mike Dunleavy put together. We weren't able to see that the first 30 games or so with the injuries, but you're finally starting to be able to see the vision. And, it's coming together at a great time for us. We need those guys to play well. They're connectors. And, it's been good to have those guys back and playing the way they are.
Now, Draymond, whenever you get to play with a big who's good defensively, I'll go back to you and Bogut, but you and Al, all defense chops for both you guys. When you're in there together, it's kind of fun.
Well, Al is one of those guys where you can just kind of do things and you don't have to even say it. He's just going to read it. And, I've had the honor, like you said, of playing with an Andrew Bogut, a Zaza Pachulia, different guys who you just go and they read it. And Kevon Looney, and Al is that on steroids. He really, really sees the game from a different angle, and which allows me to kind of float around and be disruptive. But then also Quentin Post. Quentin Post has been incredible defensively this year, so I got to give him a lot of credit as well. When we're in that first unit, playing next to Quentin Post allows me some freedom as well. So it's been good, and it's been great to see his growth on that side.
You're giving a lot of love to your teammates, but you're so great defensively, people have to be careful not to take it for granted. That play where you guys actually challenged it and Brandon Miller's driving into you, open court, elusive player, you're in front of him, you draw the charge there, a successful challenge. Just plays like that you've been making against Karl-Anthony Towns the last game. This is something you do so often. Talk to me about the mentality you come into these games with. Obviously, it's a natural thing for you. You're the defender. But making plays like that consistently is uncommon. It's common for you.
Well, I'm always just trying to put out a fire. If you can save 2 or 3 of those baskets in transition when we're at a disadvantage, that could be the game. We always look at the last 3-4 plays of a game and be like, if that didn't happen, they win this game. But it's plays like that that's in the flow of the game that if you can, hey, baby, if you can stop 1, 2, 3 of those plays, it's number one to change the momentum. That's all of a sudden a 5-point swing. If he makes that layup, we don't challenge, and he knocks the free throw down, that's 3 points for them. And in turn, we get to stop and we get a bucket, 5-point swing for us. And earlier in the season, those 5-7-point swings have been going against us. Now we're starting to get them going in our favor, so it's good.
Draymond, thanks for being generous with your time. Get to that beautiful family.
Thank you.
You got everybody there. Daddy Draymond in the building.